Hi, welcome to the CineCity podcast. I'm your host, Marvin Belle. One of the elements about this year's CineCity programme that we're most proud of is our new partnership with Southeast Dance, which has enabled us to include the Dance for Camera Festival 2007 as part of CineCity. I spent some time finding out just what Dance for Camera means to head of Screen Dance Vicky Blur and a couple of the artists included in the festival this year. So I'm here with Vicky Blore, Head of Screen Dance for Southeast Dance, and Southeast Dance are part of CineCity this year with their own programme called Dance for Camera 2007. So welcome to the podcast, Vicky.
Thank you.
So I suppose for anyone who doesn't know, what I should start things off with is, what is Southeast Dance? You know, what do you do? What's your purpose?
What is Dance for Camera as well? It's one of those tricky things. Southeast Dance is a national dance agency, one of 10 across the UK. Our specialisms are in screen dance, which is dance made specifically for the camera. Not so much interested in films of dances that are on stages, but dances that can only exist within the medium of film. We've had a specialism in this work for about 10 years, and we're actually the lead organisation in the UK for screen dance. And there's so many artists based in Brighton who are specialists in this specific art form. In addition, Southeast Dance is quite a big organisation, and we also have a big community and learning programme, mainly focusing on working with young people at risk, but that's kind of a whole other area of our work. And the festival, it's something we've been doing for 10 years. We've always traditionally been part of Brighton Festival, so this is our first year in CineCity, and we're absolutely delighted to be in CineCity this year. It's a big change for us, and I personally see it as a way of reaching new audiences by moving into a film setting as opposed to being within a performing arts festival.
As I've been talking to various artists whose work you're showing, the thing that's come up, and admittedly has come up by me, is the way that dance film is almost ghettoised. You know, I see a lot of experimental films, you know, experimental documentaries, fiction, and you'll come across those, you know, online or at festivals. But dance film doesn't really raise its head that often.
You say that. I think it depends on how people view the work. I mean, if you look at advertising, for example, you'll see so much artistic work that is dance that has been filmed, and many times in very artistic ways. I think dance is out there all the time, and I think it's just about how you perceive dance film. Something we always say is that we feel it crosses many boundaries of categorisation. For lots of people it's like artist film, for some people it's experimental film, for some people it's short film, more in line with cinema. Some of them are very narrative, some of them are very abstract. I think it depends whether you want it to be pigeonholed or not. Something that I'm really into at Southeast Dance is making it appealing to a very broad audience. So I think that's what we've tried to do with the festival this year, and we've tried to kind of pigeonhole which bits might appeal to different types of people.
Mm-hmm. You know, with dance film falling into so many kind of categories and subcategories, as you just mentioned, you've got like nearly 50 films. How did you go out and choose? You know, how did that decision get made as to what to include and what not to include?
Well, what we do is we do a call for entries. So we have 2 curated programmes of short films that we curate ourselves at Southeast Dance. So we do a big call for entries, and people send us a lot of work. People tend to send us work all year round anyway, so we do have quite a big bank of work here. Also, we go to a lot of international dance film festivals. There's actually 50 festivals worldwide. We've just come back from The Hague, actually, which is like one of the central festivals supporting this type of work. And we see lots of things that we like, and then we bring back. We've also worked with 2 curators, Christiana Galanopoulou from Greece and Ala Kovkin from Russia, who've curated a programme around Maya Deren. So we're delighted to have their input into the festival as well. So we work with other people, we curate ourselves, and we see a lot of work, and people send us work.
As well as the films, you've got various installations. You know, I came and saw Billy Coey's installation, which is fantastic. It almost makes you want to kind of lick and touch and smell it. It's so kind of there. You know, can you tell us a little bit about that piece and some of the other kind of installation pieces you've got?
We're so excited this year. It's the first year we've really presented installations, and they're all free in the foyer at the Lighthouse building, which is 28 Kensington Street. And yeah, we have 3 installations there. Billy's, which is called In the Flesh. It's the first work that Billy Coey has actually done solo, because his long-standing work partner has been Liz Aggis, who some people may know of. Liz and Billy have been making work in the city for 25 years. So this is one of his first experiments on his own, and it is just so beautiful. You go into a box, you wear 3D glasses, and a magical 3D dancer appears in front of you. It's absolutely mind-blowing. So many people have said lovely things about it, so I just urge people to come along and have a go. If you want to be a bit more physical, we've got the Move Me booth, which is a bit like a photo booth that you go in, and then we've got some of the top contemporary choreographers that will give you instructions and tell you how to dance. And you dance, and then 2 weeks later you will find yourself on the internet where they have a little site called moveme.com, and you can see all these people that have been dancing in our booth in the Lighthouse building. Another thing that we have is the South East Dance retrospective, because we realise over the last 10 years we've made a lot of films and people don't often get the chance to see them all, so we've compiled them all into a DVD, and it's available in our lovely lounge that we've got set up, sponsored by the Pier Furniture Shop. Very nice of them.
Is that the Take 7 DVD?
No, the Take 7 DVD is something that we curated in 2002. It's a DVD for sales, so obviously if you want to take something away with you, you can buy that. It's only £25, bargain, I say. But yeah, so it's the 3 installations. Take 7's on sale, but it's free to come in and have a look at this work, so I greatly urge people to. And we've got staff who'll be there all the time who can tell you a bit more about the festival if you want a few kind of pointers on what things might be interesting to you.
Yeah, for anyone who comes along and then is inspired by what they see in the installations or in the films themselves, is there any particular route or advice you'd kind of give them if they want to then therefore get involved in dance for camera style projects?
Absolutely. Well, there's a couple of things that you can do. You could come along to our Dance for Camera Nights forum, which is a forum that we run here in Brighton every couple of months or so. We actually have one as part of the festival on the Sunday, which is the 2nd of December. They're free to come along to, and it's a great place to meet artists, musicians, filmmakers, people who are interested in talking about, writing about, making dance films. So it's a good place to make some new friends, let's say. Alternatively, you can just contact me by email. I'm on the website www.southeastdance.org.uk. I'm very happy to have a chat with anyone who's interested in making screen dance work and give you a few pointers. Alternatively, I'd say just come along and see work. I think that's one of my biggest pointers in terms of advice, is to see more work. And the festival's here and it's right on your doorstep in Brighton, so I suggest come along and see some stuff.
Cool, fantastic. At the risk of asking you to choose which one you think is your most prettiest child, are there any of the films that are playing that are particular favourites of yours?
I'm really, really excited about our Friday night curation. Mainly, one, because we're presenting it in the Salis Benny, a newly refurbished Salis Benny Theatre, which we've not been in before. It's our first big curation of the work that we had sent in. It's called Where is All the Dancing? Which is a question we get asked quite a lot at South East Dance, because many dance films are not necessarily your stereotypical, what people have an idea is dance film. You may not necessarily see a dancer with their leg in the air, for example.
Such as Sand Little Sand.
Exactly. That's filmed by Becky Edmonds, who's a Brighton-based artist, and I was actually lucky enough to go to Argentina when Becky was making this work out there, and it is a really beautiful piece. It has kind of sand blowing around, and it actually is a dancer, but she's taken the dancer out, so you don't see the person moving all the sand, you just see the sand. It's a beautiful artist film, I'd say. But that programme, the Where is All the Dancing programme, starts with films that are very clearly dance, and it moves all the way across to lots more kind of subtle ideas around dance, and ends with Steve Paxton, who's a very innovative American choreographer who actually just stands still for a whole minute, and for him that's him dancing. It's a really beautiful programme, so that's one of my favourites. Another thing that I'm really excited about is the film Rise, which is a hip-hop film, which is about kids in LA who are doing this thing called crumping and clowning. They kind of dance off against each other, and it's kind of aggressive, but it's so beautiful.
It kind of looks like, I've seen Rise, it looks like kind of moshing but hip-hop.
Yeah, they're so expressive and they're so giving it their all, and it's just a really beautiful documentary. It's by David LaChapelle, and we're actually showing it over in the basement next door, which is in the Argus building as well, with the Brighton Fringe. So it's on at the basement. It's only £3 a ticket, so we're hoping that lots of young people perhaps might be interested in coming along, or hip-hop people, there's quite a lot of those in Brighton too. So.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, you've definitely whet my appetite for the festival, and I've seen some of the things that are playing here, and yeah, you've completely changed my view of dance film.
I'm very happy about that. Very happy. It's not as obscure as people might think.
No, not at all, not at all. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of the programme and seeing more of what you guys do across the year beyond CineCity as well.
Wonderful, thank you very much.
So just once again, so that people know, how can people get in contact with you and find out more about South East Dance?
Okay, there's 3 ways of booking tickets for the festival. You can either go on the CineCity website, which is cine-city.co.uk, or you can phone the box office, which is 0871 704 2056. Alternatively, I think you can book tickets in person at the Duke of York's. And if you want to know more about South East Dance, once again, the website is www.southeastdance.org.uk.
Okay, Vicky, thank thank you for spending time with me on the CineCity podcast.
No worries. Thank you very much.